Hello everyone, it is me, Jasmine, and that is my sister, and we did the Unmasking the Horror Tour on Thursday, September 21st, very early in the morning. Yes, 9 a.m. That's early, okay? That is early for us, okay? And yeah, we may have gotten a little lost in, no, I don't really want to talk about it, so! We may have gotten here a little too early for our tour. No one's here and we don't know where to check in. Send help, guys, send help. These groups normally have 12 people, but our group had only 7, which I honestly like when we have smaller groups because we can then ask more questions and have a more personal experience. So with this tour, you get a lanyard, a listening device that you obviously can't keep. Universal's like, hey, we want that back. But, they do let you keep the headphones, which is nice. And now I brought my own headphones because I still have an iPod. Yep, I still have an iPod. Again, we're just gonna move past that. So we also got told that we cannot film on the tour, but we can take photos just only in specific rooms that they allow us to. So let's get started with the tour. The first house we went to was Bloodmoon Dark Offerings. Now this house takes place in Parish Town, where the townspeople are separated into 2 groups. The ones who worship the moon and believe in its power, who are called the lunatics, and those who do not, which are called the false-hearted. This here is a wooden sculpture that the moon worshippers are making for the blood moon. So this is the town square, and in this town square we were not allowed to take photos of the centerpiece, which were children doing a maypole dance, but with intestines. This is the town bar, where the barkeep was impaled by the antlers of a taxidermy deer that sits on the wall. This is the church, and it was just so pretty, and my favorite set from this house. And as you can see on the blackboard, they have a grocery list of all the things that they need to put on the wooden sculpture we saw earlier. They need heads of the heathens, heart of the pure, and legs of those who run. Also, if you look closely, you will see Dr. Oddfellow's symbol. Now, this is the bell tower, and actually, funny story. So the night before this tour, we went to Horror Nights, and we went through this house. So I was staring at the bell tower, and the guy ringing it just started like staring right back at me, which I found hilarious. So flash forward to this tour, where I then find out that he just does that all the time when he notices people staring, which then made me feel not so weird about staring in the first place. Anyway, that is for this house. Also, if you want to learn more about the houses, Universal has a podcast where they tell you a story that goes along with every original house and scare zone that they have that year, which is really awesome. I haven't listened to them yet, but I am definitely going to. Now, on to what I assume everyone is here for, which is Stranger Things. Obviously, not gonna lie to you, that is one of the reasons why we did the tour. So, fun fact, when you go through the house, you are actually hearing lines from the show. Netflix gave them all the sound clips that you hear throughout the house. So you will walk into the house and you are met with Eddie's trailer. And don't worry, I already apologized to everyone in our group about how I was not gonna be normal about this house at all. So they all knew, and they were like, oh, it's okay. I don't think they really understood when I said I wasn't gonna be normal about it, what I meant. I was like, oh no, they had to deal with me, oh gosh. So you walk into Eddie's trailer, and it is the scene where Chrissy is suspended into the air and all her bones are like breaking. And now I was able to get a really close look at her, and she looked so cool up close. Like, so amazing. Oh, I wish I could take photos. So I don't know if they do this on all the tours or not, but I did ask our guide if we could go into Eddie's room. And then he took us into the room while saying, you just wanted to say you've been in Eddie's room. And honestly, he's not wrong, but that's beside the point. So in Eddie's room, they have a guitar and his graduation cap and some keys on the dresser. And it's just such a very detailed room, which I was surprised with because you can't see it at all when you go through the house at night. So then you exit Eddie's trailer and you're in his backyard. You then go into a room with a casket and a clock on top of it, and you will hear the clock chime 4 times. Fun fact about the caskets used in Halloween Horror Nights, if they are closed, that means that it had a dead body in it at some point. Also, if they are going to have a scare actor in the casket, it will always be a new one. They never put them in a used one. because, you know, sanitary reasons. The next room you go into is Hawkins' lab, where you will see 11, and behind her there's screens that light up and show footage from the lab. And then you go down the hallway and see the rainbow room, where 11 and 1 are having a battle that you get stuck in the middle of. Fun fact about the rainbow room, our guide told us that he noticed the dominoes were not glued down, so he snuck in and made them equal to the number 11, and he also made the abacus equal 11 as well. So look out for that when you go through the house. It's a really fun little detail. So after you go down a hallway and you see the crayon drawings of the Creel house on the wall, and now you are in Max's iconic scene from season 4, where she is in Vecna's mind layer. They have Chrissy, Fred, the stairs, a window, the Creel house door, the grandfather clock. This is me with my bestie Chrissy. Hey Universal, if you're watching this and want to send me Chrissy, I wouldn't be mad about it, just saying. Also, here I am with Fred. This is another photo of the stairs. This is a random skull that I saw, and I honestly have no idea why it's here, but I found it funny, so I took a photo of it. Also, look how detailed the ground is. Like, the amount of detail that goes into all of these houses that you can't even see because it is so dark just is amazing. Oh, so amazing. Just a photo of me with the Creel house door and a photo of me with the grandfather clock. Okay, so behind me here in this photo is where they play Max floating up in the air with her friends surrounding her, and you can hear a distorted version of Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. And after you walk into Steve's pool from season 1, because you're now taking on the role of Nancy Wheeler, you then arrive in Eddie's trailer again, and the first character you will come across is Steve. And no, I didn't get distracted by Steve and tell him I love him and then not look up at Eddie's trailer to see the gate. I don't know what you're all talking about, and I don't know why people keep spreading these rumors. That did not happen. No one was there, no one witnessed it, okay? So anyway, you go into Eddie's trailer, and it looks exactly like it did earlier, but now if you look up, you can see Dustin and the mattress and the bed sheet they used to enter the portal. Also, fun facts about this area, 11's yellow shirt from season 3 is in the laundry basket, and the hats on the wall are the exact same as the trailer in the beginning of the house. So, the next part of the house is the Creel house bathroom. You see a young Henry Creel playing with his spiders. Then you get to the really awesome part, which is Eddie and Dustin on top of Eddie's trailer fighting demo bats. Fun fact time again. So they know how Eddie was super popular in season 4, so they purposefully made him far away from guests so no one would try to touch him and grab him. You then walk through a hallway and see Eddie get attacked by a demo bat. Next, you are in the Creel house attic, where you see Max floating in the air, and below her are the notes that her and Lucas wrote to each other. And this was so cool to see in person, and I wish I got a picture with her, but it was just so dark in that room, and it was really small. And also, that was the last thing we were allowed to take photos of, so the next room is an incredible room, and this is where you will spot Robin for the first time ever in Stranger Things house. So, in this room, Vecna is suspended in the air with all of the vines attached to him, and he moves and glows, and there's smoke coming out of him, and he looks so amazing. Like, seriously, props to the design team, because wow, I can't, oh my gosh, this house, I absolutely loved it. I will take, Universal, if you're listening, I will take anything. Give me anything. I'll just take anything. So next you see Jason stuck between a split decision about basketball or the spring musicale. Oh, whatever will he do? Honestly, it's just Jason split in two. That's all you see. Then you go through the last bit of the house, which is a hallway where Vecna and 11 are fighting, and you're caught in the middle again. And that is it for the Stranger Things house. And Universal, if you are listening and want to get rid of any props, seriously, I mean it. I will take anything, okay? Anything. I'm just saying, I will take anything. Anything. Next up on the house tour is Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate. So, the story of this house is that two wizards, Blizzrock and Pyrock, want Merlin's book. And when they touched it, they got turned into dragons, and now they are fighting each other. So, first up here is Merlin, who has been transformed into this wise oak tree. And this is some dead guy who probably died due to hypothermia. That would be my guess if I had to guess. Now we reach the castle where the princess likes to just hang out, and if you look closely, you'll see she was struck by an arrow. Or two. Now this door is exactly like the one from the Dueling Dragons queue. In this room, they had a statue of Blizzrock that looked so cool, but sadly we couldn't take photos of it. I did take photos of the stained glass. As you can see, they have a blue one for Blizzrock, a purple one for Merlin, and a red one for Pyrock. Also in the middle of this room is Merlin's book, and if you look closely, you will see Dr. Oddfellow's symbol again on the left of the book. Next, you are in another room, and I don't remember what this room was supposed to be, but anyway, you first come across this night burned hanging from the ceiling, then you see an ice one hanging from the ceiling across from it. In the next area, you see some skulls from the original queue and a message that says, "Heed me." And fun fact, when they were originally drilling the skulls out from the wall in the ride queue, they started smelling peppermint and realized it was from all of the gum that people stuck in the skulls. And it made it so tough for them to get the skulls out because the gum acted like a glue. Now we are at the castle with both Pyrock and Blizzrock peering over the castle. Once you go into the castle, you have to make a choice. And just like the ride queue, the Blizzrock side is longer. Now, when we went through the house during Horror Nights, we chose Blizzrock and he had Merlin's head, so we won! The next house on our tour is Yeti Campground Kills, which takes place in Shadow Creek State Park in Washington. And you can see the number 32 is here because, well, it is Halloween Horror Nights 32, of course. So this is the ranger station, and he's currently dead on this porch, so he is absolutely zero help here. This is the inside of the ranger station, and if you see on the desk, it says HHN 32, and if you put those letters together, it makes the word Yeti. And this is the letter found in the house that tells us that this is located in Washington. Now we are here with this guy, and let me tell you, him and his family were being very annoying, and well, they got what was coming to them. At least that is what our tour guide said. Here we have the Shadow Creek map, and you can't see it, but on the map it shows northern campgrounds being closed, and that is because of the Yeti attacks. So the Yetis are moving into where we are. Now, remember that annoying dad and his family? So yeah, his son will be seen here poking this poor, adorable, dead baby Yeti. Now I'm starting to think the tour guide was right, and they got what was coming to them. Mardi Gras gnome! Now, here you will see a cute little Yeti fighting off bees. Now, when I went through this house during Horror Nights, I didn't see it, and I'm upset about it because it probably looked really cute and adorable, and I'm really sad that I missed it. Now we are at this person's retirement party, and if you look closely, you can see that the sporks are drilled down, which is just a fun fact. And the note reads, "We are just thrilled you'll be retiring down in sunny Florida. Enjoy your time at Shadow Creek State Park. Just gorgeous this time of year. Hope Fifi does fine in the camper, that spoiled dog. Be safe and see you at the beach. Welcome to retirement life. Watch for bears, haha." Sadly, the note didn't mention Yetis, or else maybe they would have had a chance. Also in this room is a camper, and a really cool moment happens where the Yeti puts the owner's severed head against the glass in the camper so you can see it. Now here's a useless park ranger just hanging around. Maybe he's related to that princess. Huh. And that is it for Yeti Campground Kills. I got to go in this one during Horror Nights, and I already mentioned my favorite scare, but an honorable mention is when you are leaving the porch. I believe it was a Yeti hand just comes out of nowhere from above, and it's such a good scare. Next is Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. So the story of this house is that Chucky heard Universal was making a house for him, but they were not doing real kills, and he was very upset by this, so he decided to add his own. Now, I'm going to be extremely honest with you. I have only seen the first Child's Play movie, and I know this house only has references to the show and the movies that came after that one. When you first get into the house, you are greeted by a Chucky doll, and then go into this room, which is the factory from Child's Play 2. Now, here is a kill from Child's Play 2. Here's the scene from when he killed Tiffany and Bride of Chucky. Here is a Chucky just hanging out above you, holding some wires. Then we have this Chucky, who's usually holding a knife. This is the cleaning lady from the Chucky TV show. Can I say this looks like such a brutal kill, and to see it in person was crazy. I would say new fear unlocked, but I already had this fear, so moving on. Now we have Lexi's mom, I believe, whose head was cut in half. I was told that her whole body gets cut in half in the TV show, but here it's just her head. This is Trevor, also from the TV show, and I guess he took his heart because he thought he didn't have one, and whoa, I guess he did. This is Father Frank from the TV show, and he died by explosion. And that is it for the Chucky house, which I actually enjoyed this house, and it made me really want to watch all the movies and the show. Now on to our last house of the tour, which was the first house we actually went into for Horror Nights. Universal Monsters Unmasked. It has the Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So you will walk in and are transported to the streets of Paris, France. In this room, you see a cop above you by the street lamps. These are some French newspapers talking about 3 nights of murders. Then we see things that belong to the Phantom. So here is the cop again. Yes, he is missing half his face. Yes, the Phantom took it. No, I wasn't allowed to take a photo of all the faces he took and had on display. Yes, I was sad about it, but I understand it is his personal collection and I can respect his wishes. So, we say our goodbyes to the Phantom and hello to Mr. Hyde. We are back in the streets of Paris where a lady is pushing a stroller and this man just has his leg bone left, so I guess that is something. This is the theater in the town square, and this lady, well, she obviously died. I don't know how. But I do have theories, of course. Now here we have some fun French posters. One about a bike riding all on its own, and the other is about boat tours of the Black Lagoon. This horse is just sleeping, okay? It's just sleeping, okay? Okay? It's just sleeping. The horse is just sleeping. And this is a closer look at the theater we saw earlier. Now we are at the Notre Dame Cathedral. And up top, you will see Quasimodo. And he comes right at you. And honestly, I saw this in person during Halloween Horror Nights, and it was so cool. I loved it so much. Just someone just dangling at you. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it. Now, these are the bodies of Esmeralda and Frollo, if I remember correctly. Sadly, it was super dark in this room, so all the photos I took were fuzzy. So I'm hoping that it's Frollo. I'm hoping. Now, this is a grate from the last room where all the monsters go to attack you at once. And yes, I know I didn't mention the Invisible Man, and that's because he is, invisible. So can't really spot him anywhere. Yep, that's why. Now for the last fun fact of the video. You see that grate on the left and that tiny green thing on top of it? That is a frog, and the design team put one in every house this year, so that's a fun game you can play while going through the houses if you want. It's a really fun game. It makes the tours then really fun too, because you're, snapping photos, but you're also looking for this frog. It's a really fun thing that they have done. I like that a lot. Now, that is it for this video. If you have any questions about the tour or houses, I will try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. If you just want to, geek out about Stranger Things down below, I am down for that. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye! Seriously though, Universal, if you're listening, Stranger Things, anything. I will take anything, okay? Give me anything, okay? This is a bit, I'm not being desperate. I'm just asking. I mean, I don't care if you give me something or not. I would appreciate it though. But I don't care, I don't care, why? Netflix, please let them send me something. That's who I need to be pleading to. Netflix, please. Okay. Bye, guys.